Bowls Australia acknowledges the traditional owners and custodians of the land in which this stream is produced. We pay our respects to all First Nations people and acknowledge elders past and present.
Final session of day 6 of the 2025 Australian Open. Very much looking forward to this clash. We've got Troy Purdue, Mark Tilney, Stephen Bradley and Kevin Bradley from Queensland. Then we have Lawrence Ford, Colin Black, Jason Hurd and Brian Bowles of Victoria. So this one should be a really good contest. Should be great fun to watch. This is section 10 of the men's fours. The ladder at the moment. We'll go through and run you through all of that. Only one match actually put in at the moment into Bowls Link. So once we get those, we'll let you know how it's all going. But they were both 1-0 after one. So this match still will have a lot on the line as we head towards the final minutes of play. We've just got our one end roll up at the moment. Looking forward to this clash. Should be great fun. Queensland versus Victoria. A lot of jokes. They were saying, let's try and keep the commentary or keep people enthused with the match, but I'm sure we're going to. I'm sure it's going to be a great contest. A lot of good players around, and Lachlan Williams, he's jumping on the microphone alongside me. Loch, welcome back to Bowls Australia for a brief period. How are you?
Going well, thank you, Val. I thought I'd just chuck the headset on while we wait for our next guest commentator to arrive. But, yeah, great to be back here at the Australian Open. It's such a great event, you couldn't keep me away from it. So, yeah, great to be back helping with BA for a couple of days, and nice to be on the sunny Gold Coast, but we're sort of stuck here in the shade a little bit.
Yeah, green for where we are, just with the new decking that they put up last year. It does make it a little bit windy, and I've loved in the comments how anytime we complain about being moderately cold, people get annoyed at us. It's like, well, we can't control where you are, but fair enough. Should be fun though. Just getting the roll-ups done. John Roberts will blow off the hooter very shortly, and we'll get this one underway.
So my first day up here, Val, I've been watching a little bit on the streams, but previous years we've noticed this session the green does tend to slow down once those shadows creep across. Is that something that has continued to be the trend so far this event?
Oh yes. Especially you can see where the camera is right now. The shadow has engulfed pretty much half of rink 22. And then when they're bowling in that northern direction, the bowls, they slow up massively. And then oppositely, for the first half of each contest bowling in the southern direction, they really hoop back hard. So, going to be interesting to see who can deal with this the best so far, or early on.
I have to say, sorry Val, one thing I have noticed since coming here, this is the first time I've been at Broadbeach, probably since last year's Australian Open, I would probably guess.
Would have been, yeah.
And the club is looking absolutely fantastic. Under the leadership of Jay Globitz and the rest of their crew, it's seen a lot of change in the last 18 to 24 months, but fantastic. The decking we've got, that shadow coming across the rinks from, is just fantastic area for viewing, and I see that the gaming area and the office area has sort of been upgraded as well, that sort of front area of the club, so looking fantastic as always here at Broadbeach. And yeah, jealous I won't be here for the full extent, but
you could stay.
I could stay, but there's no shortage of ways to be able to tune in. I'll be catching it all from Rinkside Live, and then of course the finals the last couple of days next week.
Yeah, it should be good. We're very excited for what is going to be a mammoth last week of the Australian Open, and Of course, the knockout stuff starts on Saturday, and that's when we'll stay here on Saturday afternoon, but then on Sunday it's all at Helensvale, which should be very exciting. Always good to get down there, and looking forward to seeing how that all looks. Of course, Max Australia doing a great job with the second roof there. Haven't actually seen it in person yet, but from all accounts, it's looking great. So a lot of changes across the clubs here on the Gold Coast from when we spent a lot of time here in 2023 and now to 2025. It's all looking different.
It's probably nearly a week to the hour that we'll be seeing the women's singles final competing here. Val, I reckon Thursday around this time we'll be in the back stages of the women's singles final, or the mid stages probably. So, make sure that everyone gets that in your calendar, because last year we had some absolute crackers. That men's pairs final is, if you haven't seen that one, head back and check out some of the highlights. I'm sure that people have seen the clips that you've been posting, which have been fantastic, of some of the highlights of previous Australian Opens, and Joey Clark and Jack McShane. That's one to remember, isn't it?
Well, it is, and they've done it again really by beating Omar and Teasy in the sectional rounds. And then you look at the women's pairs final, Lara Butler winning pregnant, beating Kelsey Cottrell, and you've got to pull out something special to beat Kelsey on these greens, and that's exactly what she did. Then you go to the next day, the women's pairs final, Chrissy finally getting through in her 7th attempt in an AO final with Ellen, who was also pregnant. And then you move on to what Aaron Sheriff was able to do. Cohen Litvin pushed him all the way and was holding game at the end. Aaron Sheriff drawing a resting toucher to win a 3rd straight AO, which we thought would be nigh on impossible.
Yeah, he's definitely the one to beat in that competition once again, but it is such a wide open field that it is anyone's for the taking.
Yep. What is it? What's today? Thursday. So 1,449 days since Aaron Sheriff last lost at the Australian Open.
Insane, isn't it?
Yep. And that was Aaron Wilson in the semi-finals of 2021. Disco ended up going to win that title. But what's more impressive is that Omar won the 2019 event. So it's really just one loss in the last 6 years.
Yeah, wow.
As the horn goes off, that is a weird sounding horn. I think it was only purchased today, but they might want to take it back. I hope they kept the receipt. So getting underway, it's going to be Troy Purdue to kick things off here. Hopefully his mum is watching. She said she was excited about watching on. So let's get this one underway. 15 ends, 2 hours and 15 minutes is what we're playing to. It's been another brilliant day of action. We've had 2 pretty enthralling matches really today. The first one, Ulla Bakran. How on earth did his team win that lock?
Yeah, it's a very good question. It just sort of shows that all you've got to do is keep touch in games like this, and that's exactly what they did. They don't mean to be critical, but probably didn't bowl that well in the middle stages of that match, but just stayed close enough and were able to get a couple of multiples and pull away. So just shows that you're never really out of it, especially in a fours game where you've got the max of 8 per end to try and catch up.
Yeah, it's so important that you can try and put in a few 4s and 5s if possible. It's what Aaron Tees and co did last time out.
It was probably the difference in that last game, wasn't it? I think we had a comment that said a 5 and a 4. That's 9 shots. If you take them back to singles or a couple on both those ends, it's a much tighter game than what we saw. I mean, it's the old ifs, buts and maybes in sport, but it is nice to be to play with the theoretical side of things every now and again.
Yeah, exactly right. And, of course, that helps you dramatise things, which keeps people involved. So you've always got to do it if you're in our position, especially. Of course, we did think the man of the people, Paul Hofsky, was coming out to join us, but I'm not sure where he is. We'll find him eventually. Playing hide and seek. You predicted 239 when he come out.
I've lost that one, I think.
Yeah, I said 250. Oh, no, bang on, Lock.
Oh, on the money.
On the money.
With that, I'm going to duck off and
here he is.
Leave way for Paul Holtschke, the man of the people.
He is the man of the people. And Paul and I haven't commentated a match just solely together since the Nationals last year when we sat through a fours match that went over 4 hours between the over 60s women's fours. And Paul, welcome. We're not going to be in for a match that goes that long, but looking forward to it nonetheless.
Well, welcome, Val, and thank you for your warm introduction. And how good is it to be here at sunny Gold Coast?
It is very good.
The sun is shining. It's beautiful.
Thank you for coming out and joining. It's great to have you here, Paul, the events and competitions coordinator at Bowls Australia. Does a great job of the Australian Open and BPL Cup.
Yeah, amongst a number of other things. It's always something to do, Val, in this role.
There is.
As we try to help promote and provide more opportunities for people to play and enjoy this wonderful sport that we all love, lawn bowls. And welcome to all the viewers. Thanks for tuning in.
So
who have we got here, Val?
We've got in the lead position for the Queensland team, which has just sent their bowl down now, Troy Purdue, then Mark Tilney, Stephen Bradley and Kevin Bradley, up against Victoria's Lawrence Ford, who's the second, Colin Black leading, Jason Hurd and Brian Bowles in the skips position. So this here at the moment is Jason Hurd, the Kahuna Bowls Club.
From Kahuna.
Kahuna Golf.
In central Victoria. Nice part of the world.
Skip Brian Bowles from Kerrang.
Lovely spot, Kerrang.
Here's Stephen Bradley.
I would hope that all of Kerrang are tuning in and watching along. I hope it's being displayed at the Kerrang Bowling Club. I'm sure it is, and big hi to everyone there. I'm sure they're watching with great interest, Val. Okay.
Got DJ Crazy Dan commenting. Hi, beautiful people. It's Daniel Garrett here from Inglewood Bowls Club in Victoria. He called you beautiful, Paul.
Oh,
that's nice of you.
Too nice.
I think he is crazy, calling us beautiful.
Well, Inglewood's not too far from... It's not that far from that part of the world, I think, if I remember rightly. I think Inglewood's... You go through Inglewood to get to Kerrang, if I remember. I'm not sure. Maybe you can help us out. It's been a while since I've been to Kerrang.
I don't think I ever have.
Far too long. That's a beautiful spot. Beautiful
it
people up there. The salt of the earth, they are.
So, here is Kevin Bradley. Going to get his team underway. Coming through. Promoted that purple bowl up. A lot of different colours going on here. It's hard to determine. It would be nice to have a marker eventually. Maybe you can have a word to someone, Paul.
I think what you need is they all need to have different stickers for this event, for this particular...
Discipline?
No, for this rink.
Yeah, that would also make
sense. I think
sense.
that would help help everybody involved, even our viewers. Because the rule is either the stickers need to be all the same or none at all. So they've taken the latter, none at all. So we've got 16 bowls out there, all different colours, and we have no idea who's whose.
We'll get there eventually.
Maybe we should run out and get some stickers and get them to put them on while they're waiting to play their shot. What do you reckon?
Agree. So, final bowl of this opening end. It's Brian bowls. What has he got?
Looks a little bit too quick. But his bowl is the closest by the looks of things.
What is the total going to be? They've kicked a couple out.
It's very relaxed play.
Going to get a measure. Figuring out what the total is going to be. Is it going to be a collect? First end always important.
For all those viewers in there, this is not how you measure properly, but please don't take note. It's, oh, look.
Just laughing at Paul's reaction here. So that is I think I saw a four there. That's a big number to start.
It's a great start.
So the Victorians getting off to a perfect start. A big 4.
And the clap. The third gives a big clap. He's happy with that.
So this is leading up. This is Troy Purdue.
It's not a bad start here, Val. He's just a bit over a metre through.
Oh, sorry, no, that was Colin Black, I should say. Troy Purdue
All right.
is now on the mat. How am I going? So Colin Black with the start. This is Troy Purdue now.
Well, it's good that Colin Black has got black bowls, so
Yep.
that will be easy to remember for all of us. So Colin coming down on his backhand, looking to draw a second shot. He doesn't like it. He's turned away.
These greens now, as Locke and I both said off the top, and Locke alluded to the last session of the day with the shadows engulfing this green, it is a bit slower to what they've been playing on throughout the first portion of the day.
What can Troy do here, Val?
Well,
He's looking to draw the shot.
he's just moving a little bit quickly. And
Not
it's
quite. Still one to the... It is Victoria versus Queensland,
Yes, it
isn't
is.
it? We got to drum in the rivalry here, don't we?
4-0 after 2. Or after 1.
Okay,
And 2.
so we've got Lawrence with the green bowls. Good line. Just need a couple more yards. As we know, they've changed greens. So it'll take a little while for them to get used to the speed of this one. They are running beautifully at the moment. They look fantastic. As always, here at Broadbeach. The players love coming here to watch. To play, I'm sorry. They really do want to come
And watch.
Yes, true. They really love coming here to play at Broadbeach because they know they get amazing greens. And it's a real testament to Les and his ground staff team who work so tirelessly to provide such good greens.
Les, Chris, Alan and Aaron Sheriff. Very good job. I don't think Alan ever leaves. He's always here just mopping things up, and he does such a wonderful job. I was speaking to him before. He was up at he was here at 5 o'clock this morning.
Wow. It's great. While the rest of us bowlers are all asleep.
Yep.
Ellen was out working hard, like all the other ground staff around the Gold Coast region here. We have 15 clubs looking after this event. And without them, this event would not be what it is. I was at Gold Coast Lawn this morning, and the green staff also arrived around 5 a.m. They were there was a very heavy dew this morning, which fortunately slows down the greens. He was cutting and rolling and getting it all ready. So meantime, the Victorian team, well, we have to call them Victorian team, don't we?
Well, yes. Just a comment on the live stream here from John O'Donnell. Not exactly sure what you mean. So if you could please explain that. Dave Morrison watching from Henley on Clip in South Africa. Great to have your company once again. Janine Brown watching on as well. Looking forward to another great game and some commentary. Watching in Urunga in New South Wales and wish she was here. You can always come up. Just take a couple of days off work. Final bowl there from Jason. Stephen Bradley is very good. Those Picasso bowls.
They're quite popular now.
Yep.
There's quite a few of them around.
So the second end of this contest. Trying to get an update on what happened earlier on in the day for both of these two teams, but only one match has been filled in so far. So we'll find that out very shortly for you. But both of them were 1-0.
All right, so Brian also looking to play on his backhand. Holding one or... It's hard to know whose is whose.
Oh, I think they've got two here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, that is a
Look at
sensational
this.
bowl. Brian's bowls.
I wonder what his email address is. Brian Bowles.
Might be.
There's quite a few out there who have unique emails like that.
What's yours, Paul?
Oh, no, it's very basic. It just includes my name.
Bab Smith watching on from Cyprus. Diane Peck watching from New Norfolk, Tasmania. That's what John O'Donnell means. Yes. Foot in mouth very early, but when you do 7 hours of commentary a day, it can sneak up on you.
Oh, Brian coming in on his backhand.
Oh,
this is not far. Oh, it's just going to scoot on through.
I alluded to the fact in the last game that if his name was anything to go by, he'd be pretty good. Kevin Bradley looking to get his team on the board. Stephen did really well. He's gone with a bit of weight here. He's crashed into Jason's from Victoria. So
one more to our
Victorian combination. So 5-0. It's after two ends. So that big four, how telling will that be? You don't often see massive scores like that in fours. You ever scored an 8, Paul?
Only once.
That's how rare they are.
It was a funny day because we should have scored a second one.
What happened?
Oh, the skip pulled up short.
Who was the skip?
Oh, a very good friend of mine, Michael Klassen. We played together at Malvern. He got me involved in the sport of bowls. And we'd picked up an 8. And about 10 ends later, we got a 7. Should have been an 8. But the ironical thing is, we only won the match by one shot.
Wow, really? I was going to say you would have won that by a long way, so it was really just two ends.
We had some good ends, but the rest of the ends weren't very great, very good.
Yeah, you've scored 15 from 2 ends.
Yeah,
Safe to say you lost more ends than you won that day.
I would imagine so. Back in the day when we played first, 25 ends.
Okay.
Pennant
25 end
25
fours.
ends in pennant.
Oh, wow.
They were the days we used to come off and have a break. And
15 ends is a lot for me.
it was at Toorak Bowling Club, actually. They used to do lovely sandwiches and...
Good part of the world in Toorak. If you are not from Melbourne, get to Toorak and just wander up St. George's Road in Toorak. Just have a look at some of the castles.
Some big properties.
Oh, yeah. There's one that looks like an embassy. It's absolutely ginormous. So this one here from Lawrence Ford. Trickling through. Now it's Mark Tilney. And we've had Jeannie from Ulladulla. She's standing quite close to us, and she said to say hello. She's waving to us right now. She came and told us before the last game. Make sure we give her a shout out on the broadcast. So Jeannie from Ulladulla.
I heard the Ulladulla greens are some of the best in Australia.
Peter apparently is the best greenkeeper ever at Ulladulla. That's from Jeannie herself.
Well, I heard that from another club who were saying how good the greens were at Ulladulla, so that's a big rap.
Lawrence Ford has done quite well. So they're in complete control at the moment, the Victorians. Bit of work now for the Queenslanders who are looking to try and insert themselves on this match. We've seen a lot of swings and roundabouts in our matches today, and none more so than this morning with Ulla Bakran and his squad down 10-4, winning by 1 shot, 13-12, and that was only with 5 ends to go.
What a comeback.
Somehow managed to find a way to win.
That's amazing. He's got a unique style here, hasn't he? Like Happy Gilmore.
Jason Hurd.
It's looking pretty solid here, Val. It's not
Yeah.
too far away.
Just drifting under.
And as the sun sets here at Broadbeach, the greens slow down just a tad.
Stephen Bradley. The Dalmatian bowls. I do believe I saw a South Sydney Rabbitohs logo on them as well. It's the second Rabbitohs logo we've seen on sets of bowls today.
I think Corey Wedlock has Rabbitoh bowls
Actually,
logos on his bowls.
You know what? All 3 games, there is that meme about the random South sky. We've had 3 of them on Rinkside Live today.
They used to be my team before the Melbourne Storm entered the competition.
There you go. So you're also a random South sky. Former.
Yep.
It's a random Storm guy now. So.
They're doing all right this year.
Oh, they always do. Craig Bellamy signed on 1 more year.
Great news for Melbourne. Meanwhile, these terracotta bowls, here they come. It's not far away.
They need something here. It's close. Probably been pushed back out by the weight of the Colin Black bowl, which is sitting in for shot at the moment. So still 1 to the Victorians, who are sitting at 5-0 after 2. 15 ends we play to. 2 bowl 4s.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yep. Of course, after the quarterfinals, those time limits go away.
Oh, can Brian add a second to the count? He's coming down on his forehand. He's let go of it quite nicely. He's not too happy about it. A bit of a throwing of the arms in the air. He had good line. All right. Kevin needs to do something. They need to get on the board, Val, so they can change it up. He's taken a bit of a wider line here. Also on his forehand. Here it comes. Tell you what, it's not far away. Oh, it just snuck on through, Val.
Sometimes, so they do that.
And that's what the good bowlers do, Val. They have very good weight or speed control.
But on this rink especially, because sometimes you can overcorrect, and especially when you've seen that half the green is a bit slower than the other half, you can tend to just overdo it that little bit. So it's a really fine effort from Kevin Bradley.
Exactly.
So down one at the moment, we think. Really unique style. He gets down into a squat position before he rolls.
He's got good release, though.
Holds the release for quite a while.
Here we go. Here it comes.
Not far away, but a bit high.
Just needs to slow down.
One more to the Victorians. So 6-0 after 3. They're enjoying a pretty handy start here. Colin Black, Lawrence Ford, Jason Hurd and Brian Bowles. Good start to the afternoon.
And they are representing which clubs again, Val?
There was Kahuna Golf, Kahuna and Kerrang.
Well, there you go. I reckon they're enjoying the warmer weather up here, mate.
Yes, apparently Melbourne's freezing today and Victoria in general as well.
I heard there was snow in Melbourne. Is that right?
I'm not sure about Melbourne, but
on the Alps of
most likely.
Not really the Alps.
Well, the Melbourne Alps.
Victorian Alps.
Yep, Mount Hotham. Yeah, I was in when I was overseas recently. I went up the tallest mountain in Abruzzo, Maiella, and that mountain alone was 2,900 metres above sea level. Mount Kosciuszko, 2,200.
That's right.
So 700 metres bigger.
Wow, great start there by Troy.
Absolutely needed that.
He did. What can Colin do? He's actually been leading off quite well so far, Colin.
Oh, Nick Hind watching on.
Oh, he's just snuck on through.
Nick Hind watching on, Paul, former Rinkside Live. Well, he's a Rinkside Live alumni.
We
miss you, Nick.
A couple of sessions with him, I think, last year, didn't we?
On these very days.
Yep.
So we miss you, Nick, and plenty of snow out his way, apparently, in Jindabyne.
He loves going out for a ski or a snowboard. I think snowboarding is his thing.
He's a thrill seeker.
He certainly is.
That's why he plays bowls.
All right. So Lawrence with the dark green bowls coming down on his backhand. He's just going to slide on past. So 1 to the Queensland team. And Mark Tilley, also with black bowls.
Tilney,
sorry, I do apologise.
It's my writing's not the neatest. So
Here's a nice little rub. It's a good home there.
So what has Lawrence Ford got? It's just going to come around the top. Does it stop? No. So it's around the back, but still Troy Purdue's bowl holding.
So Mark was looking for
sway.
a little bit of direction there. The skipper said, no, let's stick to the backhand. So here it comes. And in the background, you can see there's a good crowd around here at Broadbeach. Enjoying the wonderful hospitality here. Oh, he's nestled in.
Jason Hurd now.
He might have two. Might be 2 to the Queensland boys.
Could very well be.
What's he doing on his backhand? We can't see it through
Bit high.
through Brian. Yeah.
So they're getting bowls around the back, but I do think they need to try and get a couple in this head and try and pepper the jack just to extend this lead if they can. Nick Hines saying, how dare you, Paul? I'm exclusive to skiing. Missing being up there with you fellas, and we miss you too, Nick. So that one from Stephen just dropping a little short.
So Nick's saying he's just a skier. He's not a snowboarder.
No.
Okay. Sorry about that, Nick.
Oh, all right. Well, finally, we've seen the table updated for this section. We think section 10. That is correct. Okay, so Mark Tilney, Troy Purdue, Stephen Bradley, Kevin Bradley, unbeaten, 2-0 plus 9. And Lawrence Ford, Colin Black, Jason Hurd, and Brian Bowles, 1-1 and even. So they need to win this match by 5 to jump the Queensland quartet. However, there's another team, a Hong Kong, New Zealand composite team of Lee, Christensen, Gledhill, and Ng that they have to beat as well. So 1-1. So lots of permutations. Troy Purdue gives us a little bit of a fist pump. Now his mum will be watching on. Troy and Stephen from the Robina Bowls Club, one of our host clubs here. So I dare say tomorrow we're probably going to be seeing Troy Corber once again on our broadcast. I know he didn't want to be on the broadcast, but 0-2. Oh no, 1-1. No, he did get the win. So all good. Oh, big score difference. No, we may see Troy Corber. I read the wrong. Wrong scoreline.
Brian trying to draw the absolute. He may have done it.
Yep, he has.
Third gives him a big clap.
Jason Hurd was very happy with that.
The third's going to let us know. No, he's not. Yes, so he has drawn the shot.
No, he clapped that in hard after it stopped.
Yeah, but from this angle...
You tend to favour the jack high bowls.
Correct.
So...
All right, big bowl here.
This is massive.
Needed by Kevin.
Kevin Bradley, what have you got?
Looks like it's a little bit on the high side. It's not quite what he's going to want. So, 1...
And now the perfect one here would be if Brian can sit on Troy Purdue's white bowl and stay right behind the jack.
It's hard to get into.
It is.
There.
But that's what they were calling.
He came under the jack in the previous bowl. This time he's...
Cautious weight. So
he's just going to pull up short. All right. What can Kevin do?
Can they get on the board?
Also coming down on his forehand. These light blue bowls of his.
He's going to hold out, I think, unless there's a bit of fortune.
Rub.
Oh, wow. It still hasn't gone through.
Not quite.
Hit everything but what it needed to.
It's another one to the Northern Victorian boys.
And they will like that at the moment as it stands. They find themselves above this Queensland combination.
If only we had a live table like they do at the AFL.
That's all right. We've got maths. We can do it.
Currently, they'd be sitting in top.
Well, equal top, just considering what this Hong Kong, New Zealand composite team are doing on green 3. So
we can't see from here, can we?
It is a bit frustrating not for them not to be able to see, but leaves drama, that's for sure.
All right, Colin Black. These black bowls. Down on his backhand. Skip has put his hand up saying this is a good start.
Well, they are on a heater to start this match.
Thank you, he said.
They are on an absolute heater to start this contest.
What can Troy do? Also on his backhand. I think he's just going to scoot on through. Val. Good home, though. It's always preferable to have a bowl behind the jack.
The problem is where that one is, where the Colin Black bowl is, it's much closer.
Well, there's a lot of bowls to come, Val.
Yep. But I feel like that's a bit more handy unless Colin gets a little bit of jack here. It's another very good
Look at his
delivery.
weight. Perfect weight. That's 2. 2 to the Northern Victorian side. So Troy representing the Robina Bowling Club.
Again, snaking through. So 2 back bowls for Troy Purdue.
That's nearly the same, Val.
Oh, for those who might not have heard that, what's your same law, Paul?
Well, 2 the same, 2 push-ups. Someone came up to me a number of months ago during Pennant and said they liked the idea but not willing to how do you say, take on the action of doing the push-ups.
Yep.
But,
make them do pull-ups instead.
They thought it was quite funny and
or pay some cash.
And Darren Yates, the man who refused to do the 2 push-ups, also had a crack at me again, where I said he refused to do his 2 push-ups.
So the jack has been squirted towards that Colin Black bowl. It's sitting right on it now, and this one just not going through for...
So they'd be holding 1.
Yep. So this is a really big end for the Queenslanders. Lawrence Ford looking to extend or help extend this buffer.
So Lawrence also coming down on his backhand. Is it going to swoop in here, Val? Is it going to?
Trying. No, wait.
Brian's trying to encourage it, but not quite. The line wasn't bad. Okay, Mark. So really what the skippers want is they just want some bowls around the head so they can create some shots, opportunities to remove that jack from that back bowl. If you've got something to work with, it makes it so much easier for the skip. Easier said than done though, Val. He's just going to slide on through too. That's all right. That's covering the Queensland bowls. So Stephen with his... I'm calling them... They're not really terracotta, are they? They're... what's the other name that they have for that?
Picasso.
No, there's another name.
Spotted.
No, there's some...
Well, Aero call them Picasso.
Oh, do they? Right.
Yep. We looked this up the other day on the broadcast, actually. And there's terracotta, Dalmatian, spotted.
I'm just trying to think back to the block when they put these tiles in and they look like that. There's a name for it.
No idea.
If there's any viewers out there listening, they can help me out with...
Big on the block. But these bowls will need to be doing a fair bit. And this one doesn't have the weight. So the Queenslanders, they're 2-0, looking to try and forge their way in. Paul's friend Darren Yates.
Still listening, Darren. I can't escape you, can I, mate? Oh, we love you. And it's always good to see you at Moama at the BPL.
Apparently, Darren, you're due for some push-ups.
Oh, he's not going to do any push-ups.
Paul can do them for you. I'll make sure he does.
He might do some elbow ones. No. Mosaic. No, not mosaic. No. There's another name for it. Oh, let me go to Google. Chorizo?
Chorizo? What? I have no idea. So still one to the Victorians here. Could be apparently a big upset brewing in the women's singles. Lara Butler in a little bit of trouble. Defending champion. Not sure when the last time the defending champ went out in the sectional rounds. But could be in a spot of bother.
Is that right?
Terrazzo, Paul.
Terrazzo.
Or tessellated. There you go.
Terrazzo.
People are coming in.
Thank you very much for your help. Obviously, they've been watching the block as well.
So now, final bowl of the end. This is looking again like it's going to be a Victorian combination win.
Well, what can Kevin do here? He's got to muster up something.
He's not a mile away.
The line's not too bad. If that got a feather, he would have had it, but it didn't quite.
Another one.
Just need a little glide off that front bowl.
So a third of the way in, Paul.
Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, Val.
8-0. We've got Stephen Jack watching from sunny Norway. Great to have your company.
It's summertime over there.
Yeah. Still, it's pretty cold in Norway by reputation. Maybe we're getting for a second here. Still one. They did have a sneaky little look.
They have long days over there. The sun doesn't go down to very late in the evening or early morning even.
In northern Norway, I know that a lot of places the sun doesn't actually go down at all for a couple of months. So there's no concept of time at all almost.
I've got to go and do that one day. Play golf at 1 a.m. in the morning. How good would that be?
I think the golf courses would be covered in snow.
No.
Actually, I'll be the sun out.
Not in the summertime. That's one of my bucket lists.
Norway?
I was thinking Iceland.
I would love to go to Iceland. Iceland is, I've heard, very beautiful. Locke has actually been there.
Meanwhile, back to the bowls. Colin Black has done it again. He's leading very well here, Val.
Yeah, it was his bowl in the end that held sway for the entire time. So, if you get him in there early and you put some pressure on, things can happen. And it's a little dangerous now if you're this Queensland pairing because they are below the ledger they need to be on to keep this Victorian team below them, and Cole and Black. That is...
Two rippers here. Look at that. Wow. A resting toucher. Come on down, Colin. Well, he's certainly putting the pressure on the opposition.
Troy Purdue has got a lot.
He's looking here. He's got something. Yes. Great ball.
That's exactly what he needed.
And a high five from Mark.
Denise O'Brien Warrener asking where the AO is next year as well, Paul. And it's here on the Gold Coast, signed till 2028. So, and I dare say probably beyond that, this is a wonderful home for this tournament. What an event it is. Nina Nystrom watching from Sweden. Great to have your company. We had Ulla Backren playing from Sweden today. Got a good win.
Yeah, there's another solid bowl by Lawrence. Good positioning. Just putting the pressure on. They're just relentless, aren't they, this Northern Victorian team?
They are. Big bowl coming for Mark Tilney. Crashing through. Has he given shot away?
Oh, it's tough. Kevin doesn't really give us any indication. It's close, but as we know, Val, there are lots of bowls to come. Lawrence also on his backhand. Be just looking to feather off that front one and push it through. There you go. Look at that. Actually, that's the Mark Tilney bowl, that one.
So, they're holding, which is the most important thing here.
It's something they haven't done a lot of, have they? Actually held the shot. Oh, good directions here by Kevin. Brian, I should say, sorry. It's very clear. So the question is, what can Jason do?
Not sure that he's there, but it's trying.
Yeah.
Oh, he's close.
He's not going to make it.
Good effort.
And
He had the perfect weight for it.
as Brian said, needed more weight, mate.
Maybe another foot of weight, not much.
He's got his hands on his hips, so normally when you got your hands on your hips, you're not too happy. He should be happy. He's 8 zip up at the moment. And Stephen just pulls up short, unfortunately. This doesn't help. So, at the changeover, Brian's down for probably one of the rare occasions in this game so far. So Brian and Jason trying to work out what they're going to do. No, sorry, Jason's still got one to come.
Lee Westerman watching from Denmark. So we've had Sweden, Norway, Denmark. We just need Finland and Iceland. We've covered all the Nordic countries.
How good is that? All right. Jason on his backhand with a little bit of weight. Here it comes. Out of the shadows. Into the lights.
Oh, no. That's dangerous.
No. All the same.
So
Stephen still has one left with the Terrazzo bowls.
of course, with Aero, you can go and grab some Actuality logos on your bowls, so you can get whatever you want plastered onto your bowls, and Aero will do that for you. Walter and Chantal doing a great job. Head to the marquee tent or the trade marquee. Be able to order yours or go to aerobowls.com.au. Our great partners at Bowls Australia.
What logos would you get on your bowls, Val?
I don't know. You can get a photo. It doesn't have to be a logo.
Yeah, you can get a photo.
Get photos and whatever you want. I might get a photo of you, Paul. Always bowl with Paul. What would you get?
Oh, I don't know.
Paddy Cripps?
Carlton logo, maybe?
Maybe the Dusty Don't Argue? Don't really want to talk about Richmond at the moment.
No. AFL's not a good topic at the moment.
Well, not for us anyway.
No.
Or Locke. There's an Essendon fan next to us.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about Locke being an Essendon supporter. He's probably still trying to overcome what happened on Sunday night.
Oh, a couple of poor umpiring decisions
Come
went
on,
against them.
umpires do not.
Well, this time they did.
They do not affect the result of the game.
Oh, I've heard you say
That
otherwise.
is what the AFL say.
Yeah, that's more to the point. So Bryant.
Anyway, back
He's
to
under.
Bryant. He's just going to slip underneath. He had good weight, though. He's still got one more to come. Now Kevin looking to add if he can, or just get in the way. Here it comes, out of the shadow into the light. He's going to be a bit heavy. All right. Brian was very quick on the mat there. He knows what he has to do. Forehand with a little bit of weight.
Brian Bowles, I tell you what, he's not a mile away from crashing into
He's going to
something.
be a little bit underneath.
So, barring catastrophe, they're going to get on the board here.
That's what we want. We want a close game, don't we, Val?
We always do.
Oh,
Well, we just want to see.
He's gone a little bit wide, I think.
We just want to see good bowls. This one isn't going to affect the count. So, believe it's one to the Queensland combination. One kicked out. Jack picked up. And a length change possibly.
Team Bradley are on the board.
8-1 after 6 as we near the halfway point of this contest.
I'm not sure if Troy remembers how to roll the jack, do you?
Jeez,
It's been a while. No. Just stirring him up.
I'm sure he would.
He's going...
His mum's listening.
He's
Paul.
going full length pretty much. Jack is virtually on the 2 metre mark. Not quite, just a little bit shorter, but it's trying to mix up the game here, which is good tactics. It's part of the game. Okay. Forehand draw. Colin's been bowling very well. He's a direct opponent in the lead position. So Troy needs to put the pressure on here. It's just going to scoot on through. As the wind picks up a little bit. Oh. Might need an extra layer of...
Well, Troy Corber's had the granny rug out the last couple of days.
Where's that? Need it.
Well, Troy's bowling at the moment, so I don't think he needs it.
Wouldn't mind that at the moment.
Does get fairly nippy out here. I've been wearing jeans the last couple of days, and I probably should have left them on. Wind chill just does come through a little bit. So, really interesting contest.
He's just going to pull up short here, Troy. Unfortunately for the Team Bradley. Colin, who's been bowling very well. Favoured his backhand most of the game. It's got a good line. How's his speed, though? Looks like it's going to race on through.
He'll want it to stay up, and it does.
But he's still holding two.
Dare say the winning shots haven't been played yet.
You could be right, Phil.
If they are, I think it'd be an end that nobody will want to watch back too much. This one's coming in. Might be enough here for Mark Tilney. Yeah, that'll do for one.
Good one, Mark. Lawrence hasn't bowled too badly either. He's been putting them thereabouts. Which is what all skippers want. The role of the skipper really is to direct his team and try and get the best out of them.
Got to be clear, concise, and
in order that they can get the bowls close.
Yep.
Skippers really don't like having to play the big shots to change the result.
No, you don't want the pressure bowls too much.
No, you just want to add if you can. The conversion shots are. I tell you what, he's getting around this bowl. He's going to add a second.
Nicely done.
Great bowling there by Mark.
So Mark Tilney has 2 in. Here's Lawrence Ford. This one is looking a lot more well pointed. It's a little bit of the jack, takes it back towards Marks, and still 2 down.
All right, Jason. Couple down here. He hasn't been in this position very often. Drawing in on his backhand. Has he got the weight? It's just pulling up. As the green slows a little bit. Stephen looking to add a third here to try and bring this game a little bit closer.
Yeah, it would be advantageous if they can get it under 5 shots the difference. That'll at least keep them above this Victorian team as they hope to finish in the top 2. 25 next best qualifiers.
Oh, here it comes.
That's good.
Wow, that's 3.
Pressure on the Victorians here. 8-0 to the good. They're down 3. Jason Hurd. Well, this is
tracking well here.
Yeah, but he's quick.
He's going to hit the black ball. Oh, no change. Still 3.
Maybe 1 out.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Maybe.
Oh.
I'm probably favouring you, Paul. Favouring
3 to the team, Bradley. And he's walking back to the mat, looking a little bit more chuffed. It's always much better when you've got numbers at the head when you change over. Here we go. Looking to add a 4th bowl. Coming down on his forehand with his unique style. It's the light blue bowls. Do we know what brand they are, Val?
Not sure, unfortunately.
Sure.
By the time it's such a quick changeover
Tell
with
you what,
4s.
here it comes. Is it going to make it? A little red engine. Is it going to make it? Not sure about that.
Nina asking what surface we're playing on. TIFF 12 grass.
It's as good as you'll find anywhere around the world.
It's pretty good.
Kiwis might argue, but
well, Brian is
Brian
very
bowls.
close. Yep.
I tell you what, he spliced it.
And I reckon he's made a few.
Big clap there by Colin in the background.
Sure. It's an interesting call.
I have to have a word to some of the players. They need to help us out a little bit here.
There's the replay.
What can Kevin do?
Tell you what, he's not a mile away.
It's just going to cut underneath, I think, Val.
Got a little
It's got
rub.
a little rub. Look at that.
I think he's made 2. 1.
1.
No, 1 to Victoria. 1 to the Victorian combo. Do they take the 1 and run?
1 to,
Yeah.
I think that's Lawrence's bowl back there.
Yeah, Brian's not going to bowl that. They got the result that they were after. I don't.
Wow, that's
think-
a very fortunate result.
Yeah.
Unlucky for the Queenslanders.
because he was right on the money. I reckon if they think they've got one, I don't reckon Brian is going to send this one down.
It's very hard to add a second. Jason's trying to encourage him to have a go. I reckon Brian might leave the bowl there. Well, what would I know?
He's going to bowl it.
He's going to have a dip.
One thing I would recommend, even if you are in this position, and Troy brought this up yesterday, even if you don't want to touch the head, maybe practice for something else. Practice drawing to the ditch. You know, take your grass, draw to the pegs.
That's good advice by Troy.
Or a blocker.
Here we go. Trying to add a second. He's looking intently.
He's pretty close, but this is dangerous, dangerous, dangerous.
Oh, just slides on past that shot bowl.
It's a good
slides
effort.
Onto it. The result will stay the same.
Bit of
Team bowls, our Northern Victorian
9-1.
players are leading 9-1 after 8 ends. This is a 15 end game, so we've just past the halfway mark. We're closing in on an hour and 16 minutes to go. Hope all you viewers are enjoying this game. And Colin Black has put in a good start here. It's about 2.5 feet through. Troy Pettigrew. He's got good line here. Has his speed. That's a shot. 1 to Team Bradley. Colin Black, he's been playing very well. Really does favour his backhand side of the rink. He's got good line, but he's just not going to quite make it. It really is a fabulous event. So many players from all around Australia and the world all converging here on the Gold Coast. The Festival of Bowls, the biggest bowls tournament in the world. If you haven't come and played in the Australian Open before, I recommend starting to book your accommodation for next year and even the flights. Entries will open for the 2026 Australian Open in early to mid-December. So put that on the calendar. So many people have come up who missed out actually in getting in. And I do remind them, get in early to avoid disappointment. Because it's a great 2 weeks. The weather's always fabulous. As I say to Howie, I always bring the good weather. And we haven't disappointed again this year. Meanwhile, Team Bradley are holding 2 with those 2 bowls by Troy. They look like XGs to me. The white and light blue bowls. He was a very popular bowl there for a while. Don't see as many of them these days. So many colours on offer. It really does provide a lot more colour to the sport. Not sure how they did it many years ago with all black. it's great that we have colours in our sport now. It's a great innovation. So Team Bradley still holding 2. What can Stephen do with his aero? I'm not even going to say. How do you say it? Aero. Picasso. I'm going to just give up on that.
Picasso. You know the artist Pablo Picasso? Yeah.
Yes,
There you go.
I do know him. It's just trying to pronounce it.
You can do that, Paul. I back
it's
you
not
in.
one of my great skills, Val. Probably many of the viewers will say commentating's not one of them either. I try to bring a bit of light and entertainment.
Oh, you bring a hell of a lot of entertainment, Paul. Have another go at it. Picasso.
Picasso.
There you go. Brilliant.
Where was he from? Was he Spanish? French?
Espanol.
Is Spanish.
Yep, I went to the...
Actually, I think in Barcelona.
Yes, I just went to the museum recently.
Yes, I
Really
went there
interesting.
too. That's a beautiful city, Barcelona.
It is.
Do yourself a favour and go there and visit one day.
Mount Tibidabo, absolutely fantastic. The Sagrada Familia. Went to a Barcelona game.
At Camp Nou?
No, that's under Camp Nude, did you say?
No, I don't know how you say it.
Camp Nou.
Camp Nou.
But no, that's under construction at the moment. They've renovated it, so they're making it actually bigger than the MCG.
Wow.
So stayed probably a block away from the new camp. And no, it was at the Estadio Olympic.
Oh, right. Yeah, went to visit there as well.
Yeah, so that was really cool, getting to see a game. There's still, I think, 63,000. This one here, Annie Jack, no. So Troy Purdue's bowls, still the two that are holding sway here.
I remember, I think it was early on when we arrived in Barcelona. It was a Sunday evening. And all of a sudden, you could just hear the whole city just erupt as a goal was kicked. Everyone cheered at the same time.
Well,
everyone was watching. It's remarkable.
Funny, I was in Madrid for the Copa del Rey final between Real Madrid and Barcelona that was played in Seville. But you could hear the screams when Madrid and Barca both scored, because there are a lot of Barca fans there. They're two of the biggest clubs in the world. And then even in the Champions League semi-final between Barcelona and Inter Milan, we were in Milan at the time. The Milanese, my word.
Anyway, Kevin's trying to add a third. That's 2. They've doubled their... Oh, more than doubled. They've tripled their score. They've
gone from 1 to 3.
Correct.
So 9-3 is the score.
Yeah, what was the buffer that Team Bowls needed?
They needed to win by 5, so they're 1 above that at the moment.
Just keep that in mind. Have we got an update from the other rink?
It's on the other green, and Locke went to have a look, but there was nothing written on the chalkboard, so it was 9-0 to someone.
Right.
I have no idea who.
It's going to make for an interesting end to this section.
It's 10-1 to someone. We have absolutely no idea.
Troy's just scooted on through. Good couple of metres.
Bit of adrenaline after the last end, so we're over the halfway point.
I think Colin needs to... He's just dropped off a little bit over the last couple of ends. He needs to find that form again.
If you've been listening to Rinkside Live, you've known that if you get to 10 first, you tend to win. Only one occasion across our 6 days of streaming now, someone on our streaming rink gotten to 10 first and lost. So this Victorian team's still very close to doing that.
Here it comes. He's going to cut underneath. Really did need to pepper the jack there to keep that pressure on. Colin on his backhand. It's a bit easier to see the bowl now, the rink being all in shade. It's got good line. He's just overcooked it a little bit, but that's still a handy home.
Denise O'Brien Warrener, what a motorbike behind you guys. Yeah, this motorbike, you can't really see it on screen now, but this was parked behind us for the entirety of the AO last year.
I think it's one of the local Broadbeach members.
Yep. I think he might be the one that looks like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, you're right, I think. Okay, Lawrence, what can you do here? He's been steady throughout this game. It's been thereabouts, which is the reason why they're holding a 9-3 lead. He's got good speed here. Just come underneath. A little bit on the narrow side. He won't be as happy with that one. Okay, Mark Tilney. This is looking good here. Oh, is it going to make it? Not quite. Green must be slowing a little bit. Lawrence on his forehand. Here it comes. The skipper likes this one. He says, thank you very much. Generous applause. This is what's good teamwork. I heard a good quote the other day. Good teamwork makes the dream work.
You only heard that the other day.
Yeah. Quoted by Ava Howie, Andrew Howie's daughter.
So she's 3 or 4 and heard it before you.
Well, you've heard lots of many
true.
quotes like that, but
Yep.
to hear that so succinctly.
Yep. Teamwork makes the dream work. Now, comment from Molly Crane. Well, the reason we only watch this game is because it would be very confusing to the viewers if we cut in between games. So we tend to just bring you the one. This is what we do every Australian Open. So it's just luck of the draw with who we stream.
Jason, I think he's added another one. Stephen Bradley on his backhand. He needs to come and disrupt the head a little bit. He's just going to... I think the idea was right, but the execution not quite as he would like. But it's still a good home. Jason, he's a little bit of a sigh after he released that bowl. I think he knows it's just a little bit wide.
No, just a quick response to this. No, we cannot swap the game, unfortunately. We've done more than half of it. We're staying put. Sorry to cut you off, Paul.
Oh, Brian's looking at the head, trying to work out how many he's got. I wonder how long Brian's been playing for. I reckon it's been a little while. I'm sure he was a farmer. Or if still a farmer, I'm sure. He's got that walk about him, Vel. Oh, he's taken out some. Big clap.
Yep.
Yes, holding one now.
Well, that would be huge.
That was a disruptor if you've ever seen one.
Big disruptor.
Now the pressure's back on Brian. What can Brian do?
The momentum, you feel as though he's just
Gotta
starting
hurry.
to creep up with...
It's got to hurry. It's got to hurry. It's not going to make it. So, Team Bradley holding one. I thought Kevin was going to chase that down, but he hasn't. The line's good. How's his speed? Just a little bit heavier than he would have liked. All right. It's your turn, Skip.
So the momentum, as I was saying, seems to be a little bit with the Queenslanders at the moment. They're on top.
It's definitely changing, Val. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about that. As the sun sets here at Broadbeach.
The wind picks up, unfortunately for us.
I tell you what, it's a great line. It's just a bit heavy. That'll be one.
So the Queenslanders, that's 3 of the last 4 ends now.
Yes.
They are almost at the point, well, if they can keep, even if they lose and they keep it under 5 shots, they'll at least finish top 2. Then it just depends on what's happening in the other rink. So that remains to be seen at the moment. But if they win, they're in. That's the equation. That's simple.
Simple, isn't
for
it? You
Troy
win your 3
Purdue.
games,
Yep.
straight through.
Troy Purdue, Mark Zilney, Stephen Bradley, Kevin Bradley. They just need to win this, and they go through to the knockout rounds, no problems.
So it's in their own hands, really, Val. If they can keep this recent form up, it's going to get a lot closer, this game. This is what the viewers may want, depending on which side you're barracking for. Hopefully we've got a big contingent of people back in Victoria watching, especially at Kerang Bowling Club, Kahuna.
Sure they would be. All clubs generally have screens up now.
Yes,
So
that is one of the beauties of modern technology and smart televisions. You can stream all your favourite shows, and
how good are smart TVs?
yeah, it's amazing what you can do.
So this one here from Colin Black, he's just gone off a little bit. And you've noticed that Troy Purdue has really taken ownership of this leadership battle, this leaders battle.
Correct.
And that's why they've won 3 of the last 4 ends. The leaders are so important in 2-bowl 4s. And it cannot be understated. Carla Krasanik actually wrote a piece about it in a series she did called Carla's Corner back in 2021. It's really interesting to talk about the leaders and why they are so important.
Well, they set up the head, don't they? They set up. If you can get good position early on, it really makes it harder for the opposition because they're always chasing their tail. What's Colin done this time? He's got very good weight. He's gone a bit narrow. Okay. Mark. Here it comes on the backhand. Tell you what. Look at that.
Not bad at all.
And a bit of chalk. Thank you very much.
If you're a chalker, Paul, are you using...
No, spray chalk.
Yeah, spray chalk. Yep. I'd be too nervous.
I don't really like the idea of touching the bowl. I know the oldies, I shouldn't say the oldies, but the older generation of bowlers, they grew up with the chalk. They usually give it a little bit of a lick and then they put it onto the bowl. But it's wonderful technology now, the spray chalk. So I've never really used chalk, only spray chalk.
Yeah, I'd be too nervous to, because you've got to be delicate with how you...
Yeah, because you've got to hold the bowl, really.
Yeah, and especially if it's sitting precariously on its bias, you don't want to be the reason that it goes down.
I've seen the bowl move many a times.
But
not deliberately, but just accidentally.
I'll have to just word them up to just jump off the centre line here.
Right, so 2, maybe 3.
Just got Kevin Bradley just standing right on the centre line there. We do apologise. They've been pretty good today, I must say.
They have. Okay, Lawrence. What can Lawrence do? Coming down there with a bit of speed.
It's missing.
Misses everything.
So
they're now forcing them to play shots that they don't want to play. Team Bradley from Queensland. Now Stephen Bradley.
yeah, we'll just have to get Kevin to, or give Kevin a little word up.
Oh, there's another one. It could be 3, maybe 4. Jason, it's your turn to shine, mate. On the forehand.
I'm just running.
It's going to slip on through. Wow. Kev's looking for a back bowl. Cover the spot. Oh, Kevin's done it all right. Back bowl.
It's hard, sorry, thank you. Yeah, of course, that's no problems.
Well, as the breeze starts to pick up a little bit as the sun goes down. It's a little bit more chillier.
Big thank you to Kevin there, was very understanding, and yeah, he just said it's hard, sorry, and of course, like a lot of people aren't used to being live streamed, so you know, a lot of people are used to standing on that centre line, and they're doing a great job. He's been absolutely brilliant.
Have you ever been on the live stream, Val?
No. I would hate to think how many viewers would watch if I was on the live stream.
I reckon we should see if we can make that happen one day. They couldn't wait to see you on the live stream.
Viewers would, I reckon, see a lot in the ditch and a lot 5 metres short.
Oh, he likes to have a drive.
Actually, I do like doing that.
Oh, misses everything.
Very close.
Wow, this is a real turning point here in this game.
They've led throughout the entirety of it. A big 4 on the opening end.
They were 8 zip up.
Yep, after 5 and now after 10.
They could potentially be all square after this end.
It would be something special. And look, I'd be backing Brian Bowles to get something in, but who knows?
The question is, which hand is he going to play? Because they're sort of blocked on both sides. I would imagine he'll be playing on the forehand, but let's see what Kevin can do first. He's coming down on his backhand, which is to the right of screen. He's just looking to add another one. Oh, that's maybe not. I don't think that'll be in the count. Yes. Now Brian is definitely looking for a forehand. There's a bit of a gap there. If you can come through and just get at least second shots, that will make things a little bit easier on his next shot. I tell you what, I'm not sure if he's got here, Val.
No.
Wow, the pressure is mounting.
So 1 bowl to go for Brian Bowles, and this is now a really telling end.
If team bowls want to make it through their section,
dropping a big number here is not the way to go about it.
No. Brian needs to do something on his next bowl. Here's another one.
Oh, and the jack has been pushed up as well, so this might have actually made even more.
I think it might have.
1,
that
2.
That bowl to the
Oh, this could be 5 or 6. Brian Bowles.
What can he do?
This is telling.
He's got better weight this time.
He's close. He's very close. Brian Bowles crashes in, crashes through.
There's a good result.
Yep. He's taken
probably one down.
I reckon maybe 2. Oh no, 1. think you're right, Paul.
They're still thinking about it, Val.
Well, that could
They
have
are
been
going to measure.
one.
Wow. And Jason knows what a result that was because they were at least 5 down.
Yep, which would have been even. So 9-5 is the score. 4 of the last 5 ends now, though, to the Queenslanders, who get, more importantly, they are measuring.
Still measuring.
I'm calling it.
I think it's the red bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, one it is. So 9-5, more importantly, that keeps them on a live ladder, these Queenslanders, above the Victorians on the table. So despite this margin, and they need to just forge this back because there's a 12-1 or 10-1 lead on the rink on green 3 that we're trying to look at, but there's nothing written on the chalkboard.
That was a big result. That's what you call a good skipper's bowl.
Yep, it's 14-1 in someone's favour on the other rink. We don't know who that is because nothing's been written on the chalkboard. So only, I think, if you are this Queensland team, you assume the worst and you make sure that you get as many as you can here. Try and get back on this. As we round the bend home, 5 ends to play. They're down by 4. They need less than 1 and over. They've won 4 of the last 5 ends. They own the middle portion of it.
All right. Interestingly enough here, Collins changed hands. He's now coming down on his forehand. He's been mainly on the backhand. So he obviously realises he needs to hone it in there a little bit more. Get it back on track. But Troy has been leading very well in the last 5 or 6 ends. He certainly has put the pressure on the Victorians. And here comes another one. Look at that. That's a good start. There's a lot to be said about momentum. And the Queenslanders have forced the hand of Colin to change hands to his forehand. How's it coming here, Val? I don't think he's got enough on it.
No, and this is where Troy Purdue has really gotten on top. And this is why the Queenslanders, Tilney, Purdue, Bradley, they're on top.
And Colin's looking a bit flustered.
And Paul, since that opening end where...
Might have to go and get a Coke, maybe?
Maybe. Since that opening end where the Victorians scored a 4, Paul, they've only scored singles since then. And look, they've only dropped to 1 multiple, but the momentum not with them at all. And Troy Purdue standing not too far from us. He's
certainly tightening up here.
He's having a purple patch. Just making sure we're doing the right things, but he's doing the right things out there. Holding 2 at the moment.
All right, Lawrence. What can he do? It's coming. It's coming. Not quite. It's definitely second shot. Which is not a bad result. Mark also on his forehand. Left a screen. As we count down under 50 minutes to go.
Yep. Oh, I think we'll get there.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. He's just gone through a little bit further than he would have liked, Mark, but he's got 2 there. The same by the looks of things. We won't ask him to do any push-ups.
So, question...
That would be funny one day if someone did it.
Well, if we ever get you on a live stream, Paul...
I'll definitely do 2 push-ups. I'm not sure if I'll get up after the first one.
Why don't you go in front of the cameras now?
No, I think that would look good.
So, Roger Webb on the comments. I'd like that you can wear your club shirt if you're in a composite side. We're still in the old days back in New Zealand where everybody must wear the same shirt. Look, I like it too, but also there's also something nice about wearing the same shirt as well. It's all about that, team morale. You know, you're working as a team. So I can see both sides. I don't really mind either way.
A lot of the teams do go out and get their a shirt made up that represents them and keeps them in the same colours.
From the trade marquee.
Oh no, they actually organise it beforehand. They get them specially made. They get a special design, all through our approved manufacturers.
Yep.
But the other option is to go to the big tent and
get 4 of everything. So Jason has gone close. So Brian's not overly sure who's holding at the moment.
It's probably still 1 to the Queensland boys.
Oh, this might take the jack. Oh, wow. Rocketed through. So an end win here is so pivotal for these Victorians. Jason,
they need to get control of the mat again.
Yep.
I'm sure they'll go shorter if they do get control.
It's been a tale of 2 halves so far. The first 5 ends owned by the Victorians, 8-0 after 5. As this one comes through,
he's not going to quite have enough.
The second 5 ends,
good line,
owned by the Queenslanders, who won 4 of the 5 to trim the gap from 0-8 to 5-9. At the moment, that's enough to keep them above the Victorians, but we're not sure who exactly is in front in that other rink. So they need to win, because just if you assume the worst, that's how you keep driven.
Well, Troy just indicated that they're holding 1, which is what I suspected.
Yep, so Troy's leading has been the difference in the last 5 ends.
It certainly has. It's been a game changer.
Really honed in on these greens as the Rabina product here is Kevin Bradley. What can Kevin do?
Forehand draw, left to screen. Here it comes.
It's well pointed.
Blue balls. I don't think he's going to quite make it. No. Okay. Well, Ken Bryant put in another big bowl here. Needs to change momentum in this game. Needs to get control of the mat. He's taken a bit of a wide line here, but these balls can swing in. Here it comes.
It's coming. It's all weight dependent.
It's not going to quite make it.
Another foot, and he was right on the money.
But what it's done is he's put it in the way as well. Unless he gives that a good knock.
You can give it a, what do you call it, Paul? A knock-knock?
Knock-knock, yep. Okay. Kevin.
Well, this one.
Coming. He's coming around it. Not quite.
Kevin might have given it the knock-knock there, but he didn't.
Wow. All right. Come through that gap. Kick a goal. He's got to play assertive, and even if he knocks on his own, he can't be short. He can't be short, Val. He's watching very intently here.
So
his line's all right.
Close.
I'm not sure about his weight, though.
Yeah, he's dropping under again.
Oh, no. He needed that.
Oh, he did. No, not enough weight. So
they're going to be 1.
They're going to measure, but I think Troy Purdue has held sway the entirety of that end.
Yeah, I agree with you, Val. I'm sure that's what will be the result. Certainly closing the score here.
This would get it to within 3. And again, as I said, 1st to 10 generally gets the win on Rinkside Live. They still haven't gotten there. They've been waiting for a while, the Victorians.
They certainly have.
But the Queenslanders, they are well and truly on top at the present.
Umpire.
Umpire called.
Wow.
Just
it was close.
Second umpire measure on Rinkside throughout the entire week so far.
Laurel, our wonderful ITO.
They've done a great job. The international technical officials. Big thank you to them.
come out with a laser measure. Well, Troy was pretty insistent that they had the shot. I saw him walk up to the bank and said, yep, we got the one, Skip.
You tend to favour those jack high bowls. We've got the laser measure here, so we'll find out shortly anyways. See what exactly happens. It's a big measure because this could be 5 of 6 ends for the Queenslanders. All the Victorians can get back to that 5-shot lead that they need to get.
Wow, the Victorians can reach that magical number of 10, Val.
Yeah. Douglas Wilcock watching from Bulgaria. Great to have your company. You've tuned in at a good time. 8:10 in the morning in Europe. What have we got?
Okay. Rel doing a great job here. Playing a very important role in our sport. Our officials. Well, Troy was right. He knew.
And they edge ever closer. But the thing is, they can't score the multiples, and that's what's hurting them.
That's all right. They're just trying to reduce that score deficit in this game.
But I think a big multiple will break things open, and what they don't want to see is the Victorians maybe piling on a score.
We need to find out what's happening in the other ring.
Well, it was 14-1 in someone's favour,
Yeah,
but
we need to find out who it is, though,
there's
don't we?
no chalk.
Oh, come on. Do you want me to go and find out?
Yep.
All right.
We've
Man
sent
on
him
a mission. Which rink am I going to?
21. I was about to say 23, but 21. Thank you, Paul.
21. Who have I got?
So it is. Paul's going to go have a look. We've got Manabasto. He's back watching on from the Nairobi club, about to start our skill drills on Mana. We want to see you here next year. Make the trip over from Nairobi. Or maybe we'll have to come and stream the Kenya Open. Who knows? Sent Paul on a mission. The man of the people walks down, and Troy has left a lot of room here for Colin Black, who was well and truly on top earlier. And he absolutely needed to dob that, and he did. Can Troy win the lead battle once again? They've won 5 of the last 6 ends. And for the first time in a long time, Colin Black leads the lead battle. Very impressive.
You'll be dead from cold.
Someone just turned up from Mark Tilney. And it's actually put Collins in a pretty good spot. So one sort of on, one behind. In a very good position here. As the Victorians, if they can score a multiple, they can go a long way to breaking this one open and possibly giving themselves the best avenue of making it through to the post-sectional rounds. Dawn Purdue watching on. Her son Mark has enjoyed Troy, I should say. Her son Troy has enjoyed a great day. He has led beautifully. Dawn would be very proud. Paul's running back. You can see him at the back of your screen. Look at him go. Never seen him move so quick.
The Jessup team is winning.
So, all right, there's a spanner in the works here. Spanner in the works. So, the team in this section that is fourth on 0 and 2, Team Jessup, are leading Team Ung 15-1, which means that these Victorians, if they can keep up and get the lead above 5 or 5 or above, they'll go through. And Team Bradley, if they can keep it under 5, they'll go through. So that's how it stands at the moment, 15-1. I don't think you're rectifying that. So Team Ung probably out of the equation. And Team Jessup, 1 win won't get them into the equation because they'll be -1. 16-1. So they're +1. So this is the match. And that is a splendid bowl from Jason Hurd. They're holding a few. This is either 2 or 3 to the Victorians. 5 is the magic number that they need to win by. 4 won't be enough. How's the weight from Stephen? Only have 1 now. So it's gotten to the point where the Queenslanders only need to defend a 5-shot win. They lose by 4, it's okay. The Jessup team has done a very good job for them, but also a very good job for these Victorians. So, Paul, you've done your research. The Jessup team have thrown a spanner in the works.
Yes. He asked me to put a mention over the live stream. Say what a terrific bloke he is. But
well, he's helped the drama here.
I said, how are you going? He said, oh, going well in this game, but the last 2 games didn't do so well. But, yeah.
Well,
big score.
They're holding 1 here, the Victorians, which would get the lead to 4. They need to win by 5 now. That's the equation. The match over there is over. It's
done and dusted, mate.
You would think so. 15-1, that's hard to come back from. 16-1, hard to come back from. Can Brian added a second. So they've been in the positive ledger, and they've gone into the knockout rounds, out of the knockout rounds, looking to get back into the knockout rounds now. This is the sort of pendulum that we've been on this match.
Right.
Good to see Kevin coming and having a trot to just see what he needs to do.
It's a crucial stage. Not sure if they've picked up on what's happening over on the other rink. But it really does come down to this match now. If the Victorians can hold off by more than 5, they'll sneak their way through. Okay. On his back end. Coming down with a little bit of authority. Is it too wide, though? That's the question.
Well, he came down with authority. Doesn't need to be respected.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
wow.
got the results. What a bowl.
Is that the bowl that puts them into the knockout rounds?
Shame we couldn't quite see that bowl coming down. Standing just in the way. Yeah, there he is. Look at him. Oh.
It's like magic. The bowl was there, and then when he got up, it wasn't anymore. Oh, wow. Is that the bowl?
Gets them through their section.
Well, look, they're only one down, the Victorians. So
There's still time.
there is 3 ends to play after this. They've led from the outset with a 4 in the opening end. This is a massive bowl. Brian Bowles. Bowles by name. Is it Bowles by nature? 1 up. Going to get a measure. If he's made one, well, we might actually have to get the tape out. His team think that they're up and they're holding, and they will get back onto the scoreboard after losing 5 of the last 6 ends. It's very close. These 2 skips bowls have been very telling.
That's a big bowl there by Brian.
Has he made it, though? No, he hasn't. And now that bowl from Kevin Bradley just makes them think about it all the more. They need 3 more. Well, they need to win it by 5 over the next 3 ends here, the Victorians, to go through to the next round. Even if they don't win, if they keep the margin to 4 and under the Queenslanders, they go through. As Jay Globitz is coming to show us a bull costume that he's got. He's given it to Paul to wrap around his legs.
Oh, what a man.
Oh, he looks after us here, Jay.
Thank you, Jay. Oh, it's freezing.
Well, we've had Troy with the granny rug, and now we've got Paul with a bull blanket.
Oh, it's freezing. How many times do you want me to say that's cold? But over on green 3, when I went to investigate, it was a lot warmer.
So you can see it here on your pictures. There's the blanket there for Paul.
What a great man. Jay Globitz, the bowls coordinator here at the wonderful Broadbeach Bowling Club.
Brother of the inaugural winner, Shane, who's still in the singles section. Troy Purdue.
He's done it again. He's definitely turned this game. You know, I could actually put my legs in.
Please, you should have actually got the bull head and worn the whole thing.
Sorry.
Oh, it's late in the day. It's only day 6. And we're done. We're mentally cooked. Oh, boy.
Oh, we're just starting out. Not even halfway.
No. Still another 8 days to go.
That's tomorrow. The halfway mark. The 2025 Australian Open here on the wonderful Gold Coast. Even though we've had great weather, once that sun goes down,
Yep.
it does get a little bit chilly.
Yeah, maybe we go back to green 1 next year. Rink 1, green 1.
Well, I think the part of the problem is we're not dressed right. They got the shorts on. Need the long pants.
16-5 is the score in favour of the Jessup Rink on green 3. So still means that what we've been talking about in terms of margins, that Team Bowls need to win by 5 or more and Team Bradley have to either win or keep the margin to 4 or under.
Well, Mark pulling up short. All right, big bowl here, Lawrence. Lawrence needs to nail this jack.